Okay, so now it's time to test our application. First thing we need to do is to make sure that our folder to which we're going to be uploading images has right permissions. So if we change chmod to 777, the same for the folder inside, which is our thumbnails folder, if we make sure that both of them have 777 permissions assigned. Now if we go back to our browser, log into our control panel, go to the gallery, select the category and click on images. If we browse for images, we go to our desktop, assets, the first image will be the Guinness factory. So if we give it a name, Guinness factory, the image has been uploaded, but as you can see we cannot see anything. So if we go back to our editor, go to our admin folder and open images.php. If we scroll down, well, we're displaying all of our images on the list. As you can see, we are displaying the path to the gallery folder, which is basically the name of the directory. Now, because we are inside of the admin folder, we have to escape. We have to go out from the admin folder and then point obviously to our photos folder. So the easiest way to do it will be simply providing the /, first of all, for the link, it will be the /, and for our image source, it will be ds before the name of the folder. Okay, so now that we've got all this done, if we go back to the browser and refresh, actually not refresh because it's going to load the same image again. Yeah, if we simply click inside of the URL field and just hit enter to load the page again. As you can see, image is loading, but we've got this border around the image. Obviously, I would like also have white background inside of this whole field here. So if we go back, and apart from this, I can see that this first image is actually quite far from the edge of this first line, and from the left we've got a lot of a margin as well. So if we go back, open our style folder inside of the admin folder, general CSS, and if we go down to the section with the UL gal, the first thing we'll do is we define a margin at 0 pixels and padding at 0 pixels for the UL gal element, which is our UL unordered list tag. Then for the LI, we're going to define a background with the color of FFF, which is a white one. The next thing will also, if we copy just the name of this DID UL gal and image, and from the image we want to remove the border, so we go into define border none. Okay, if we save all that, go back to the browser, refresh, you can see our image is now nicely displayed inside of its container, and the thumbnail is right, it's actually attaching the left and top sides correctly. So now if we click on the image, you can see it doesn't really work with the lightbox. If we go back and have a look at the source of the page, if we look up here in the header section, you can see we are calling the jQuery Fancy Box plugin together with the jQuery actually directly as if we were in the same folder where all these plugins are, which isn't true, because obviously we are inside of the admin folder and all these files are in the root folder and then JS and so on. So what we need to do is go back to our page. If we open our images.php, scroll up to the section where we actually assigning all this, adding all these scripts, and what we need to do here is just // to make sure that we're going out of the admin folder and then to the JS and for the specific file. So the same thing for jQuery, same thing for Fancy Box, and same thing for functions. If we save it now, go back to the browser, refresh, and if we click on the image now, we can see that the image has been loaded correctly and everything works just fine. So now if we go to the front end, the gallery section, click on our Basque Country, you can see our thumbnail doesn't show the image. So we can actually close all this. Now, if we open our inc and functions.php file, we need to identify the function getImages, which is responsible for displaying all these images. And if we scroll down, you can see the same situation here. We are actually first checking whether the file exists, which is fine, but then we are providing the link with the href going directly to the image. Now, because we're using rewrite module and we're using a few tricks, obviously, to create all these static looking URLs, we're also gonna have to provide the / before the gallery path, and the same for the source of the image, the / Actually, for the source, we can again use the s. As for the URL, they are always /s. As for the path, we're using the directory separator, depending on which system we are using, and so on. Okay, so that should now work. If we check it again in the browser, refresh, you can see the image is displayed. If we click on it, we also get the preview. So that's everything in this series. I hope you enjoyed this. If you have any questions, get in touch, and good luck.